It's time for the Ravagers to rise once again to glory!
You are listening to The Ravager Report, a Fox Next Marvel Strike Force podcast dedicated to bringing you the latest news, information, and updates. With your hosts, Dorian.
It is a name what strikes fear into the hearts of anyone what hears it!
And Hebrew Hammer.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all!
Hello, and welcome to episode 26 of The Ravager Report. I have returned. I am your host, Dorian, and with me, as always, is the great and powerful Hebrew Hammer. How you doing tonight, Hebrew?
I'm doing pretty good, buddy. How about yourself?
I'm doing wonderful, thank you. So, for those of you that missed the sultry sound of my voice last week, I am back. I apologize. Man, I was kind of dying last week, as Hebrew can tell you. I had some type of virus on top of diverticulitis, and it was just bad. But before we get into the show, I do have a little bit of housekeeping here. I wanted to give a great big shout out. We did get 2 new patrons over the past couple of weeks. So Chris Vaughn and Nick Kosanovich. If I butchered that, I apologize. Thank you, very much for joining us. They are our 2 newest patrons. Just thank you. Hebrew, what do you got?
Thank you a lot. Like way more than how much Dorian thanked you. We really appreciate it. No, seriously though, we always really appreciate that, and thank you guys so much for all of our patrons for being a part of it. Every little bit helps.
Yeah, absolutely. And if it is something that you'd like to do, you can help support the show at patreon.com/Ravager Report, where we have subscriptions ranging from $2 all the way up to $20. However, the sweet spot's really kind of that $5 tier where you get early show note access, and you also get early show access for the uncut live version. So, it is Hebrew may have just been surprised. That's my new thing. If I start to struggle, I'm just going to throw it to Hebrew and be like, what do you got, Hebrew?
Yeah, I'll be ready.
You better be on your toes, brother. I haven't done this in a week or so, and it's been 3 weeks since I've done it live.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So, I'm a little rusty. So ask everybody to, just bear with me as I kind of get back into the groove of things. Because the groove is in the heart. All right. Let's see. Hebrew, you want to let everybody know what you have done this past week?
Oh boy. So this past week was really big. First of all, we had a great episode last week. Chewie came in. That was nice. He subbed in for Dorian while he was dying. And, I guess I'll let you mention the whole resubscribe thing. But, yeah. I started recording our D&D podcast this past week, so we just had our second episode, which was a lot of fun. And I know Dorian is going to tell you something about what he's doing, which is going to be really cool. But let me talk again afterwards, because I have an idea about something with that I want to throw by you. But so a lot of fun with that. Really cool stuff. I'm trying to think if there's anything interesting that I did outside of that. Not really. So yeah, I don't know. That's pretty average, normal week outside of the game. Inside of the game, sorry, I'm dying. Inside of the game, just been getting ready for Alliance War, of course, and I'm actually going not like crazy hard, but I'm going decently hard on Killmonger. So I've been doing that, and just as a PSA to everyone. If you hear dogs walking in the background, like the sound like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, that is one of my dogs. I can't help it. I'll try to cut it out afterwards, but there's probably inevitably going to be some times where there's going to be some crossover. So, what about you?
Well, so I spent the first part of the week on a liquid diet. As you're aware of with the diverticulitis, it's not fun. You can't eat, and you're basically on a liquid diet for a while. But by Wednesday, I was feeling much better. And then
was your first meal amazing?
It was okay. I mean, I didn't so it wasn't my first meal, but I did go out to a local ramen shop called Otaku Ramen on Thursday, which is amazing. It's so good. I was sad though. I forgot my wallet at home, so my boss had to pay, and then I PayPal'd him back.
Nice.
But Otaku Ramen, it's a local ramen shop. It is so good. I love ramen so much. It was kind of our farewell visit to this. We'll probably go back to the shop, but we're moving offices in a couple of weeks, so we're going to be like 5 more blocks away, and the restaurant right now is within walking distance. But we'll have to drive, which it's not bad. It's just a hassle, you know? So,
thank God I know that information now. I appreciate that.
And then so Thursday night, so the brakes in my car have been a little rough recently. So, I was gonna change my brakes last Saturday. But, you know, knocking on death's door kind of nixed that whole idea. So I started working on them last night, and I'm glad I did, because I had like no padding left. I mean, there was like maybe 2 millimeters of pad on those, if that. I mean, probably closer to 1 millimeter to 0.5 millimeter of pad left. And so I was working on the car, and I was afraid I wasn't going to be able to do the brakes, first of all, because, you know, I drive a little Scion, and my hydraulic jack barely fit under the car. And then I was freaking out about where to jack it up at, because I was a little worried, even though I found some weld points and some cross members as part of the frame. I was like, man, is this going to hold? So, and then I had to jack it up like 8 inches off the floor to get my floor stand underneath of it. So, but I finally got it done. I got the passenger side, or the driver's side, done. It wasn't too hard. It kind of had a reverse retaining nut on the calipers, which kind of threw me a little bit. But ultimately I finally got it. I got the driver's side done. Over the passenger side. I go, look, now I know what I'm doing. I'll get this knocked out in like 15 minutes. Anyway, that's kind of the hillbilly mechanics with Dorian. If you knock your lug bolts through your wheel hub, you can thread the lug nuts on and apply enough pressure to kind of pull them back through without having to use an air hammer. So,
I feel like this deserves its own podcast.
Creative's getting us back on track. He says, this is a land speed record for this show going off the rails. It's like This Old House meets Car Talk. So, yeah. Fair enough. So that's what I did yesterday. Today, just a lot of work, spent some time with the family, getting ready for the show. But tomorrow, I know it's early, but tomorrow I'm excited because it will be the first adventure of my new D&D campaign that we're doing online. So I think we're at 7 people.
Jesus Christ, that's going to be such a pain to DM.
That's including my 2 boys.
Okay, yeah.
So they'll be here local. Everybody else is remote. One guy, unfortunately, is not going to make it. So we'll be at 6. We should be at 6 tomorrow, which isn't too bad. And another guy, we wound up having to start earlier, so he won't be able to make it. Muggin won't be able to make it because we're going to be starting a little bit earlier.
The Mugsters.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I'm excited. I've got a storyline set out. I'm not going to talk about it because my kids are up, and I don't want them knowing the story beforehand, but we need to do a D&D campaign.
Well, I was thinking we should do like a crossover event where my team meets your team. That would be pretty cool.
Given the story in my campaign, that is entirely doable.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned plane shifting, so maybe we could even meet up in a plane or something. I'm not the DM on mine, so I really can't do it, but feel like we could easily make that happen. So
yeah. So let's see. 20 minutes later, Dorian. Hey guys, I didn't cover 2 weeks worth of stuff, so at least be thankful for that. But in game this week, so I finally got Loki's node 3-starred. So yay that, because man, that Mystic team's a lot of fun with Loki, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Mordo, and Vision, or Thanos, and that's a lot of fun. I'm working on getting the Vision node 3-starred. I know you don't care about that. But
Yeah.
in the big news, I finally got my Fury unlocked. So
yeah, that is some good news. And how many red stars do you have again on your Fury?
4.
Oh, I thought it was 5 for some reason, but still, that's great. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So look, I never put any work into the team, so I'm slow rolling the level up. I'm thankful I basically
really
got
need
my
to
defenders
divert
done.
everything from this shenanigan aim team that you're throwing together and just actually put it in a team that does something.
Hey, as we're going to talk about later, AIM's time is coming. All right.
Oh my god, that is like the loosest timeline that I've ever seen. Like, yeah, maybe sometime eventually, sure. Yeah, I'm sure
that's
it'll
my
happen.
plan. Hey, look, I got Monstrosity to 7 stars. I'm happy. Infector's almost to 7 stars. Everybody else is at least 3 or 4 stars. So I'm okay kind of pausing them right now.
Yeah.
But I have been still kind of working on at least Reaper. The rest of my Kree team is at 6 star minimum. So, Reaper's the one that I need to push. I pushed during the 4X drop event, which is whatever. And I got Reaper, got her to 159 out of 200, but I didn't get enough. I just didn't get enough to, get that 6 star Fury.
Take that 6 star. Man,
I'm not going to drop.
Yeah, that would have been really nice to secure a 6 star on your first time.
Right. And I'm not going to drop, all that money, just for Reaper. And I'm so tired of Arena. I don't care. So yeah, that's what I did this week. So thanks for hanging through with us. I have a feeling that, if you're only hearing a 5-minute version of this, Hebrew cut out 12 minutes of me talking.
You are hearing a 5-minute version of that.
Hebrew.
I'm already mentally snipping out what I need to in my mind right now.
Yeah, see that? I don't know why you do that. Look, I'll be honest with you. If people don't like it, don't listen to the show.
No, it's not as much that as much as it is like a benefit for people that come and listen live, and a benefit for people who are patrons.
Yeah, but if they don't know what they're missing, they don't know what they're missing.
But they know that they're missing something.
So
it's the mystery that drives us.
Let's go ahead and jump into the Datamine. Now, before we do, I do want to mention there is no poll this week. We are going to start a new format. I think our poll we're going to start basically, I'm going to have the poll up this weekend and we're going to let it run for a week.
Yeah.
And so I may come up with a short, like a tiny URL for each one so that it'll be something that people can just kind of find easily enough. But I think because today's dev blog was just a load of garbage, sorry, spoilers. We're probably gonna ask some questions from last week's dev blog and stuff. So
I do think, also just for the poll, I do think you definitely need to, put in some quotes and see how do you feel about this from the article, just to kind of get like realistic opinions on what they're saying and how absolute bullshit their responses are.
Yeah, but some people may read that and not have as jaded a view because, I got to thinking about this like just now. You and I have a very jaded view of Fox Next because we've dealt with them on a personal level and talked to them, and we know, how they work internally. And so we kind of see both what they show to the community and what they've shown to us. And we're likely to kind of cherry pick some of the negative out of there.
There's tons of people who have had no contact with them, though, that absolutely despise Fox Next, though. Well, I mean, I would say a lot of people do. At least
as well they should.
Community.
But,
yeah.
By the way, I'm sorry. Reddit, you're brutal. Reddit is absolutely brutal. Man, they break my heart. That comment, did you read the first comment on the show from last week?
Oh,
man! Congrats on the new show, the new co-host. Hopefully, he lets you talk more. Dude, you got me right in the feels, man.
I don't know where people get the whole like. I talk honestly as much as I want, arguably too much.
Yeah, and it's funny because you and I have talked like off air, right? Because we're friends, we do that. That if I don't stop you, you'll just keep going.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree.
So understand, it's not me trying to stop Hebrew from talking. It's trying to keep on focus. Now, Hebrew's supposed to do the same thing to me. Then he let me ramble for 20 minutes on, the joys of working on your own car and your own home.
Well, usually I do, to be fair, but this time you had like 2 weeks off basically, so I'll let you go for a little bit.
And that's fair. Man, I've missed this. I really have. I don't know what I'd do without you guys. So let's go ahead and jump into the data mine, right? So some of this stuff we know for a fact is coming, but the data mine is there's an update coming soon. We do know it's coming March 26th. The game will be going down at 9 a.m. Pacific for maintenance and probably be down for about 2 hours. That seems to be their time frame recently. It'll come up, it'll blow up, it'll be down for a little bit while more. You may be able to log in, you may not be able to log in, and 2 days later the game will be back. Okay. Just, and the UI will be horrible. Just don't pick that.
Please
don't pick that color.
Shit color again.
My God, that was horrible.
God. It actually really it triggers my headaches. Like, I mean, I pretty much always have to wear sunglasses whenever I'm looking at a screen, but it really triggers it even more so like through my glasses just because it's so jarring and vibrant. So I really hate those fucking colors.
I honestly felt like I had turned on high contrast mode.
Yeah.
So we've got the update coming. It'll be here Tuesday, the 26th. So hopefully we get a relatively seamless upgrade this time around. Yeah. So next in the data mines, we all know this is happening again, but we're getting a whole bunch of events coming back. We are getting the Rocket Raccoon event, where you can earn rocket orb fragments. That event is going to play at some point until like April 2nd, according to the data mine. Back to Tiny World is showing up, although I didn't see Tiny World on the list, which is sad. Because that's a gold one. I mean, I like that one.
For me, but yeah.
Let's see, we've got Bendy Girl and the Witch, we've got Secret Admirers, and then we're getting the Pyro campaign event.
Yes.
So that one actually is starting Sunday. And then what they're going to do is they're going to be running both the Rocket Raccoon and Miss Marvel within the coming weeks. So that's not going to be too bad. I'm going to stop my Miss Marvel farm now.
Yeah.
Because I've got her at, no, I still need to continue. She's at 87 of 300, but that campaign event coming back is going to be really, really nice. And then finally, I don't know if these are leaks or if these are data mines, but this was in some of the data mine info. Apparently there's going to be some Black Panther changes where he's going to gain deflect when he gains defense up and will hold 5 charges. So again, it looks like they're going to decharge well. Shuri's passive will provide 30% max health to Wakandans. Black Panther needs that in a bad way. It's only a small part of her passive, and the specific percentage is, of course, subject to change. And then M'Baku. M'Baku apparently will do a lot of damage. He's a tank and has a taunt, but does a lot of damage. Most of his abilities have to do with doing big damage. So he's the Wakandan version of Shield Security. When charged, he gets a ton of... Huh?
Yeah, I said, yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, so when he's charged, he gets a ton of block chance over 50%, might even go up to 100%. There are defense ups on the team, but not from M'Baku. Here's the quote. He's very close to being Wakandan's non-lethal, aka big damage.
Yeah.
So that is our data mine information from the past week. A lot of this has been confirmed already. However, the stuff that hasn't been confirmed, please remember, it is a data mine. So they're not 100% reliable. They are subject to change. So with that being said, Hebrew, was there anything in the Datamine that you wanted to talk about?
Oh, so I was just going to say I did hear, and I'm not 100% sure about this, so if I'm wrong, so be it. I heard that he is going to be like Shield team, like Nick Fury Shield team good. So take that with a grain of salt, but that's what I hear.
Who,
so
M'Baku?
Prepare yourself. No. I mean the entire Wakandan team.
Oh, you for raids or for arena? Because
raids. For raids.
Okay, because I was going to say Killmonger's kit really does not read good for raids at all.
I assume that they're going to be very good in arena and blitz as well. Arena. But I think they're definitely meant to shine in raid for sure. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, if it just going and tonight's character spotlight, by the way, will be Killmonger. Spoiler alert. So hang around for that if you want to.
I already did Killmonger last week.
No, you didn't. You didn't do my version of Killmonger, I'm sure.
I didn't do your version, but I did the version.
Did you do character lore?
I did not do the lore, but yeah, I did do Killmonger.
Well, that's fine. I'll at least go over his lore then. We'll just do a kind of a background on Killmonger. So depending on how long we go. Man, I did all that work today. Good. So when I send you the show notes at 11 a.m., do me a favor and take a look at them.
I like to be surprised.
Yeah, I don't.
You do great work. I want to be surprised by you. I like to experience it.
And Killmonger wasn't in the game. You shouldn't have been able to do Wait a minute. Yeah, Killmonger's Killmonger. Okay, I don't count orbs that only some people are going to buy.
Well, I mean, he was like legit in the game, like in the roster.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything.
But don't try to find backdoors. He was in the game and it counts.
You know, I always wait till the first blitz. Yeah, so it does sound like the Wakandan team is going to be crazy good in raids, from everything I'm hearing, which probably will translate to blitz. But I don't know. We'll have to see what they do. I mean, Black Panther getting reworked, fine. I mean, I don't know why they waited so long to bring out Wakandans. And to be honest with you, we've got a bigger movie coming up in like a month that we need that we should probably be preparing for. Because there should honestly be reworks abound for Endgame. It's just that's so. I mean, yay, great. Wakanda, you know, Black Panther was an okay movie, but meh.
Yeah, I mean,
I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong; it wasn't Best Picture good though.
I definitely 100% agree with that for sure. But I will say that as far as the team is concerned itself, I want to see what their kits are before I make any final assessments. But from what people have said that apparently know a bit more of what's to come, it's supposed to be raid level good. So I just want to tell everyone that in case they're leaning one particular way and we're just looking for a little push, maybe that's the push you want. Keep in mind, I'm not 100% sure, nor is anyone else. So just letting you guys know. That's about it.
Yeah. So, all right then. Let's see. Oh, there was one thing in the dev blog we'll talk about. So let's go ahead and get into the news, shall we?
Let's do it.
All right. So first we're going to jump into the dev blog because some of the other stuff it's in the news is mentioned in the dev blog. So, obviously Alliance War is coming. It'll be here in the next update. There's an Alliance War trailer. Yay. I'm okay. Look, their graphics are great. Don't get me wrong. They got some of the best model artists on the planet. But it really didn't show much. We had the paid content creator. I'm sorry, the paid advertiser, Alliance War walkthrough. Dude, I won't even say his name. What they've done with him is just angers me so much. Let
me say this because I have to get this out of my system. People already know that are in the Discord. I have no problems with this guy whatsoever. I understand what they did. Honestly, he's just, in my opinion, he's just doing his job.
He's doing his job.
He's just a guy doing his job. They hired him to do a job because of specific qualifications that he had, and
400,000 subs. Woo!
Yeah, I mean, like honestly, like that's fine with me. I don't care at all. But oh my god, please stop doing this squeaky fucking voice thing. Oh my god,
Look,
it's on purpose. It's not something that he's like. I'm not making fun of an attribute that he has that he can't get rid of. Like, stop squeaking. You do when God is like I can't get over it and I hate it.
You know, he panders to the younger crowd. Okay, he's pandering to the high energy, I need Ritalin crowd, because that's how he comes across for me, and it's just I honestly feel bad for the guy, right? I don't know if he plays the game or not. He says he does. We'll see. Like, he's not a content creator. Let's just lay that out on the ground. I refuse to call him a content creator. He gets paid for what he does. He doesn't do any content outside of what he gets paid to do.
I would agree with that, just because I think he's like I said, like I think I'm honestly being fair in my evaluation of him, and like I said, I have no problem with him whatsoever. I think he is more of an advertiser. He's
an advertiser, right? He's getting paid to do this. This is his job, and on those grounds, I got zero problem with what he's doing. What I have a problem with is the scripts he's being given, the content he's putting out there. Look, the content itself is high quality.
Yeah.
But that Alliance War walkthrough he did.
Well, that's Fox Next giving him that script, though.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
You mentioned that, but
that's what I'm saying. It's not his fault. It's what he's getting from Fox Next.
Exactly. Yeah. I blame Fox Next for all of it, including the
Carnage and Premium Orbs.
For him about that too. Yeah, the Carnage and Premium Orbs thing. Like, I mean, like, at least give your advertiser proper information, for God's sakes. Like,
right.
Do something right, Fox Next.
I honestly just don't know if they can right now. Let's see. There is some exciting stuff, what's going to come into the War store. So Carnage has been confirmed to be in the War store. There are leaks of other characters floating around. Look, I've seen those. I'm not confirming or denying that I saw those in the playtest server. I will tell you that maybe not. We'll just have to see. It was a playtest server. I take everything there, other than actually playing, with a huge grain of salt, because it wasn't meant to be buying stuff out of that store. So if you see leaks about what's going to be in the store or how much it's going to cost in the store, just remember that was a playtest server. So,
yeah, I mean, apparently, Carnage is supposed to be in there, but
Carnage, they've confirmed Carnage is going to be in there.
Yeah.
They've officially announced Carnage is going to be in there. That's the only reason why I mentioned him specifically. I won't mention any of the others, and I will neither confirm nor deny that I may have seen those in there. But just remember, this is, there's no guarantee that is going to be accurate when it gets out. So don't get all excited yet. Wait till they confirm stuff.
Right.
Then let's see.
There is a data mine of what was available in the shop. Did you have that or no?
No, I didn't have that. I'm not going to go look.
I'm just gonna read off the list. I have it right here. It is right here. So apparently, keep in mind, data mine, Nobu, Hydra Sniper, Mercenary Sniper, Sabretooth, Raptor Bruiser, Cable, Shield Operative, Wait, that can't be right.
Yeah, see? So, like I said.
Well, all right, but that's what it says. So, Shield Operative, Pyro, Carnage. That's what it says.
Yeah, this isn't a data mine. This is a leak. This is not a data mine.
Right. Well, whatever it is, it's you can see it. But just letting you guys know, I'm not 100% sure in that now that I read Sabretooth and Pyro is going to be in there, because we just got a message about Sabretooth and Pyro, so I feel like that was to what we know now. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like that's not going to be in there. That wouldn't make a lot of sense.
So let's just skip the leak, because that's just garbage.
Well, it's already out there.
I know, but it's not. It's not about it being out there. It's unconfirmed garbage.
Doesn't need that strong wording, but it's unconfirmed, so take it with a grain of salt.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the script that they gave him, but again, it was really kind of pandered to the non-hardcore individuals.
Yeah, I mean, it was
in my
a brief
opinion.
explanation.
It was I mean, he gave tips and tricks, and suggestions on what you should do. But
they're not bad, but yeah, they're pretty obvious, like basic stuff.
They're not catered to, you know, I would say top 200 alliances.
Yeah, did look cool though. Did look cool.
The game mode, what they showed looked very cool. Yes, but again, their graphics always look good. There's never been a complaint about graphics until the graphics glitch. But all in all, their character models and their graphics have been absolutely beautiful, and it's one of the most it's honestly maybe the only redeeming quality of the game right now.
Yeah, Green Goblin was amazing.
Oh God, you would pick the one guy. I know you did on purpose. I know.
Oh yeah.
So let's see. Reading into the dev blog just a little bit more. So we do have confirmation. Magneto Legendary is coming back. We don't have a date yet. Oh wait, nope. The preview and lead up starts next week, so he should be back in 2 weeks. So,
right.
Do you have Magneto yet?
Yeah, I got him on the first run.
All right. I still don't have him. I'm probably not going to get him for a while.
He did end up coming in handy more towards the later part of me getting him, but yeah, he's pretty solid.
Well, I would say, I mean, especially after that rework that just made him kind of OP. I mean, he's top in Arena right now. They are the Arena meta.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. They're very good at it. They're good at what they do.
Yep.
Their one job.
Yep. They've got one job. That's the Arena. And I'll be honest. I'm upset with this whole Wakandan team being designed around raids. Designed around raids, because we need more diversity in the Arena. Because, and we'll get into the Polygon article here in a few minutes, but red stars are not going to change the meta. I'm sorry. They just flat out will not. Because garbage characters at 7 red stars are still garbage characters.
I don't know if I agree with that all the way.
Oh, okay. So you're going
to, depends on the character.
I said a garbage red, I guess I said a garbage character. So like a 7 red star, a monstrosity is still a garbage character versus a non-red star, a monstrosity. Versus a 4 red star, almost anything else.
So if it's a 4 red star, like good character, then yeah, I'd probably pick the good character over that. But as a non-7 or a non-red starred character,
would you build a team around a 7 red star aim monstrosity? Yes or no?
Depends. It depends on my other characters that I have. If I have no other like really high red star characters, I might just do it. And that's me saying that. So yeah, red stars are not to be underestimated at the 7-star level. That's for sure.
I will.
I still don't. I don't think you're going to be able to go into any team and crush it. That's for sure. But it'll definitely do a lot better than some other teams, I think, that are lower level or don't have red stars and things like that, for sure.
Obviously it depends on the team you have around it, but I still don't think it's going to defeat a Defender, Shield, or Brotherhood team.
Yeah,
it's not going to take out a Metal Synergy team.
No, absolutely not. Not a team like that you're versing.
Right. No. But that's what I'm saying, is that red stars are not going to change the meta. They're not going to make the arena more diverse, because people are still going to try to focus on the meta, because guess what? You get red stars on the meta teams. They're just that much more the meta.
I totally agree with you on that. Yeah. But you could get on a decent character that isn't like garbage, but isn't fantastic either. If you get a 7-star drop on them, I would definitely level them up, and you could make something decent. I think that's probably what they meant, but I mean, it still is applicable.
Yeah, but you got to hit
7
that
red
lottery.
stars on a meta character, right? And a 7 meta star on a good character is still going to be a 7 red star on a great character, you know.
Well, so. Yeah, I bet at the same time, again, the odds of getting a 7-star drop are astronomically bad.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And they're just getting.
I still don't have no. I have one 5-star. I do not have a 6 or 7-star yet.
You only have one 5-star?
Only one 5-star.
Holy crap,
man! You expect me to have more? I'm waiting on 1 million gold.
Wait,
1 million gold.
You're just trolling the community at this point, right? You've actually hit 1 million gold.
I have never, contact someone to data mine my shit. I welcome it because I want them to see what the fuck is happening. I promise you, I have not. The day I will, just so I never get tagged for it ever again. Trust me, that shit's going up on every single Discord that I am a part of. I promise.
I can tell you how to fix it, but then I would have to rage quit life. So.
Well, no, I know how to fix it, but I don't, like, I'm not going to mute anything for my channels that I go to for MSF.
Oh, that's not what I meant. I told you how to fix. I was talking about how to fix getting 1 million.
Oh,
but
I don't know what you're referring to. So yeah, I gotcha. No, I gotcha.
Garbage. Just insulting garbage. Let's see. All right, so we're getting the block party coming back next Wednesday, so the day after the update. I have all the confidence that, I mean, this thing's only run like 3 or 4 times now. There should be 0 problems with it this time. The day after the update.
Yeah. We'll see.
Because this game has been flawless.
Yeah, this game's super consistent.
Beta raid. I'm so mad that I think we talked about the beta raid. That wasn't the week I was sick, was it?
No.
When they started nerf changing the beta raids.
Yeah, trust me, I remember the pain time.
Okay, was that my garbage developer episode?
Yeah, that was your garbage developer episode.
Okay.
Wait, what was it? No, it was
garbage developer shop.
Garbage developer shop. Yeah,
garbage developer shop. I stand by that statement.
Trust me, guys. Like, you heard a fraction of the amount of times that he actually said that. Like, so you're welcome to my editing. Like, I am pretty sure he said it upwards of like 20, 25 times in an episode.
Hey, look, when I believe something and I want to make sure the community believes it too, I'm going to keep repeating it until you believe it.
Yeah.
I will never lie to you. I will never lie to you.
I'm not the one that needs convincing.
I know. And there's a minority of people that don't like the negativity, and that's fine. You don't have to. So, anyway, this next part was interesting. We've known this for a long, long time, but they have finally confirmed it. We're excited to confirm that Fox Next is now part of the Walt Disney Company. Understandably, we've seen some speculation around what this means for Marvel Strike Force. We can assure you that the merger will have 0 impact on your short or long-term Marvel Strike Force experience. The game and community are growing every day thanks to you, and your enjoyment of the game is our #1 priority. Bullshit! Excuse me, I had a little something in my throat there. So yeah, Fox Next has officially now become part of Walt Disney. So, you know, they're now in the Mouse House. I know there was a lot of speculation about, you know, Disney doesn't do video games anymore and, you know, what that could mean for Fox Next. But I was reading or heard the other day that Disney actually unmothballed LucasArts. So if that's true, in fact, let's do this. Let's search this great big repository of information.
Because this episode isn't long enough already.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Nope. Contrary to earlier reports, Disney will not be expanding Lucasfilm games or pushing for a revival of its beloved LucasArts brand. So I had heard it. And as of 21 hours ago, so 2 days ago, it was coming back. Yesterday, it was reported, sorry, it's not coming back. So, again.
You lied to us.
No, but then I went back and I was like, oh, hey, I found a change. I corrected it. That's what journalism is.
Let's not get down that road. Let's change the topic immediately. Anything else?
Hey, we're opinion journalists. We are opinion journalists.
Whatever changes it from this faster. Absolutely.
Hey, you and I have had these discussions in the past. We're always respectful of each other's opinions.
But not live. That's what I don't want to happen.
Okay. Look, man, I love you think if these guys listening to us right now would not enjoy this conversation, they would love it. I promise you they would love it. Maybe.
Sure, I don't want to find out.
Let's not find out. But let's continue on. So, was there anything that I missed in the dev blog, or anything specifically you wanted to talk about a bit more?
No, I mean, that's like honestly all the high points. That this basically gave us nothing.
Yeah, you know? I mean, it was nothing.
I still don't trust the whole like it won't affect the game at all thing. I really don't think it will. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think that the merger will affect the game, but as a general rule, I trust nothing out of Fox Next's mouth. And if I was a game that was going to close down and I loved money, I would probably tell everyone, we're not going to close down. We're totally fine. And then have everyone be like, oh, okay, that's good. And spend all their money and be like, peace.
Right.
Dip.
Yeah. I mean, they're not going to tell you, oh yeah, hey guys, we there's a chance we may be going away shortly.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
not.
Like,
they're not
close
telling
up
people.
your wallets, fellas. We're not sure if we're going to be sticking around.
If there's any way to get a game shuttered more quickly.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think that there is going to be a problem, but I would still just go ahead with caution.
Yeah,
for at least a while. So.
Avenue asks, why would they be shut down? Because Disney doesn't do in-house development. Now, may they be spun off? Yes, but that would mean Disney negotiating a licensing fee for the IP with another company. So because now they own it again, Fox Next is owned by them. They now own the IP again. So 150 million in the first year, that's an iffy number. And they've got other games that have, other IPs that they've spun off that have probably made as much, if not more. And honestly, Dark, that money is not thanks to Fox Next. That is based off the strength of the IP. But nonetheless, some of the tactics, some of the actual mafia tactics that Fox Next has used in the past. But
I agree, but I mean, still at the end of the day, it is money that they're raking in. And if I was Disney, I certainly wouldn't close it down based on profits alone, because it looks incredibly profitable.
It does look incredibly profitable.
Well, and it is incredibly profitable.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way around it.
But they shuttered LucasArts and then sold off, they shuttered LucasArts, right? Mm-hmm. And then sold off the rights to the licenses. So, we'll have to see. I would not be at all surprised to see EA maybe get the Marvel license. They already own Star Wars, and they're one of the biggest shops on the planet. So we'll have to see.
Man, I'd hate that. If EA took, honestly, it can't get worse as far as like the loot boxes are concerned. So if I pass off to EA'd be like, whoa. You guys are great. You're already here. We don't even have to touch this game. Perfect.
Pretty much. So that's our dev blog. So that's kind of been our news. I mean, I did have in here in the show notes the update. So we've got the update coming in. We know a little bit about what's going to be in the update with the new characters, Alliance War, the home screen menu, and the improved badging functionality. I'm not exactly sure what that means. But it does say the and more. So what are your thoughts, first of all, on the reported features that are going to be on the update? Do you think that's going to be good? Do they, are they not concentrating on enough features? Do we need more quality of life work? What do you think about?
It's a hard question to answer, because I personally think that there's so many other things that they need to fix, but I know that all of those things that I think that they need to fix, they won't fix. It's not like they haven't got around to it yet. It's just that they won't do it. So I feel like this is kind of like unnecessary stuff, but I'm curious to see what they do. I do think that they have made some good UI changes. I think it's taken a long time to do some of them, like the Blitz stuff. Like, that's a welcome UI change for sure, but it took way too long. I actually was very annoyed whenever they finally announced it and was like, "Congratulations, guys, you're getting it." And I'm like, yeah, this is something that it should have launched with. I'm not going to thank you for this. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I get it.
I was so frustrated by that, but excuse me. I'm curious to see what they come up with. I hope that it's nothing that's really unnecessary feeling, but I think that they need to. I want to say I feel like they just need to concentrate on really play testing Alliance War, but they're not going to do it. I feel like if they play test it, they would realize that there's some pretty obvious problems that we see already. But
I think the obvious problems that we see are
that they want those problems.
Exactly. So, I was going to say the what we see as obvious problems are things that they want as moneymakers.
Exactly.
And so, the things that they reported that you can do, buying energy, buying heals, just look. I'm sorry to compare it again to Territory Wars, but it's really kind of what it is, right? At its base, it's really kind of the same thing. And once you use characters, they're done. There's no buying more attacks, or you're limited to the number of attacks. If I want to go in and I want to throw in my entire roster, I can just keep going at my entire roster. It's my time to kill, right?
Yeah.
Trying to say, oh hey, because even in the even in the sponsored video, it was like, well, you're going to get X amount of attacks and they'll refresh over the day and sort of a total of 8 attacks. And I'm like, I thought Fox Next had said that you could refresh those quicker by paying so you can get more than 8 attacks. Mm-hmm. And if that's the case, it's obviously completely pay to win. And that's really going to kill the fun of the game mode, because this should be a game mode where it's more about your strategy. Obviously, a galactic or character power and stuff matter, but good strategy should make it a fun game mode if the matchups are equivalent, right? So
I agree for sure.
I know they've done a lot of playtesting with this, but I'm worried that their playtesting is focused more about how can we monetize this.
Yeah, I mean, everything revolves around that for them specifically, I feel like. But for me, at least, the biggest thing, and I know you agree with this already, but I feel like and I'd be really interested to see, I wish that I could see the stats on this as far as player engagement is concerned, but I really feel like we are going to surpass the tipping point whenever it comes to Alliance War coming out for, like, time spent.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I really feel like there is a point where people will be like, okay, it's too much. Like, I feel like I'm not progressing unless I'm on the game all day. And that's a problem. I feel like that already whenever I don't do my blitzes and I don't hit there's just so much to do. I'm constantly barraged with things that I need to get on for. And adding this other thing onto it, it's going to make me feel like if I miss something, I'm behind and I'm behind and I'm behind. Like, I really am curious to see how the community at large reacts to this as well. And if they share the same opinion as you and I, or what. I think that it's really a problem that they don't think is a problem right now. But I honestly think that it's something that is going to be a little more detrimental than they think.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I mean, the time requirements are going to be out freaking rageous. Now, we already know that it's been reported that the on defense, your defenses will carry over from war to war to war. You don't have to go in and set a defense every war. Now that is nice. That will take a little bit of the
some time off.
Yeah, that'll shave some time off. Unless, your alliance wants to change things up. My biggest problem, though, is the fact that Alliance War offers no way to manage your teams or manage your alliance. It's absolutely brutal, right? So let's look at this. We have Blitz, we have Raid, we have Arena, we have now Alliance Store. Can you tell me how many different team combos you have or perceive you will have for in total for those game modes?
For all those game modes in total? Oh god, I mean, far more than the limit right now, that's for sure.
And that's part of the problem, right? So Save Squads is still capped at 15, but now we have a brand new game mode that is going to require us to have, at a minimum, I would say 5 or 6 teams, depending on your collection power, right? You may have more, you may have less, but, considering that you're kind of responsible for taking out an entire room on your own, To clear the board, you have to take out an entire room, basically. Everybody has to kind of take out one room. The problem is that there's no way to keep those teams organized. There is currently no filter on the teams list to get, say, mystics. You got to scroll through it, and they're sorted by power. There's no way to sort. There are some UI issues I've got, and I think it's going to make Alliance War harder.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to search or filter the character list would be huge. More save slots. Look, there should be zero limit on save slots. I raged about this when it happened. I'm still raging about it now. It's an arbitrary number for zero reason other than the fact that they thought they could monetize it.
Yeah, I still think that, I said this day one, I think that honestly it should be per mode. So you should have a different save squad set up per mode that has 15 if they want to cap it at 15. If they want to keep that, if they would have done that, then that would be fine. But sharing it across every single mode, you get that stacked so quick. That is
a quality of life feature that I'd like to see improved, is the save squads.
Let me ask you this, because I just thought about this and I don't want to forget. What if they put in a way, now this is will probably never happen, of course, but I was just thinking of trying to figure out ways to alleviate time, especially for people who just can't log in on a particular day. We all have had those problems before. What if you could allow, basically there's a box that says a captain can control my team in Alliance War or something. So basically you can hit that box, and then a captain would be able to control your team for you if you can't make it that day or something.
So I
think that'd be nice.
In theory, I think the concept sounds good. In practicality, though, that would be a nightmare. Because then the captain would you would have to give, programmatically, it would be a nightmare, because you would have to give all the captains access to every individual's roster that click the "Let my captain run my team," right? And then, my God, the amount of extra time you're not asking of captains. I mean, look, the concept, sounds good.
It's not saying you have to do it. It's more of guys, I can't make it today. Shit, we really need you. And instead of, stalemate, sorry, it could be don't worry, I'll cover you for today. It's not now all captains have to do this. It's more of it's an extra way to kind of alleviate those times that everyone has whenever someone just can't make it.
I guess maybe I wasn't making what I was saying clear. It's not that every captain would have to. From a programming standpoint, you have to give the ability for every captain to. Right? So anytime a captain logs in, they are going to have that access, or they are going to see that, right? I personally don't like it. I mean, I can see where there might be some merit to it, but no, we've already got a cluttered UI. We don't have the space to add in something like that. I don't think the ROI, the amount of effort that you would have to go into to do that would be phenomenal.
I feel programming wise, I have no idea, but even just thinking about it, I know it does sound complicated to do it. So, and that's why I said it probably will never happen. But as far as UI is concerned, I think that'd be super easy to implement. It's just basically take control.
But you have to give them a way to get to that roster. I mean, there's a lot of UI elements you got to think.
No, you just go to your alliance, right? And then you just click on the person and you say if they have that box checked, it'll be illuminated that you can take control.
Yeah, but they can't even give us the ability to look at somebody else's roster right now.
Yeah, I know.
That needs to come first before we do anything else.
I 100% agree with you. That needs to change. But I feel like that's only a step away at that point. I don't know. I feel like that's a change that
it's also a big security risk.
I don't know. It's all internal, so
no, it's not entirely. So
yeah, we should probably go past this because I know us, and we're going to keep going down the same rabbit hole, restating the
right.
same thing.
And that's what we do. We both have our guns and we stick to them.
Right.
Look, I think what you're trying to accomplish is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, the best thing, yeah.
You just want what's for the best, right? Yeah. I don't trust people. And so I'm always going to err on the side of caution. And I'm also going to, try to look at it also from a programmatic standpoint, and just
the programming thing. I totally understand, just because I don't know how it would work at all. So I can't say anything there.
Yeah. So my biggest thing, and you and I have already talked about it, my biggest thing is going to be they have to give us a way to look at alliances, to look at alliance member rosters. They don't have to go super in depth, but they got to give us something. They got to give us something more than what we got, at least.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they depend on. I'm sorry. I think that they depend on competitive alliances already having ways to communicate too much. I think that this needs to be more in-house, as far as, if you expect us to be very strategic, please give us ways to be strategic. Like giving us incredibly small amounts of access to our own team's information is just dumb whenever you're pushing out something that requires a ridiculous amount of strategy and coordinating and knowing each other's stats to a T, especially on captain's parts. So yeah, I mean, I 100% agree with that. I think that there's certainly not enough, and I absolutely think that captains at the very least should all be able to see their members' rosters 100%.
Yeah, I'd love to see them provide some type of API access, like what Galaxy of Heroes has now. But I mean, there are ways to go about doing it. It's not easy. You have to crack the API and kind of spoof the communication and basically query the servers to get the information and backdoor it. Right. You basically you write a program that pretends to be the game to get the character information so that you can populate a database to display on screen. I've done it. It's not easy. It's a nightmare. I was actually scraping other sites because it's such a nightmare to try to reverse engineer that network key.
Right.
But I also think that Foxnext, given their history of cheating, is going to shut stuff like that down relatively quickly. And I'd be afraid that any players that put in their player ID likely to get banned.
Yeah, I would agree.
That would be very, very bad. Even though a tool like that would be great for the community, it would be very bad for the community unless it's Foxnext supported. And my communication with Foxnext in the past, now obviously it's subject to change, because when I was communicating with Capital Games, which is the Galaxy of Heroes developer, they told me there was no plans for an API then, but here we are a year and a half later, and there's an API. So, of course, I shut my website down, 6 months before the API was released. So now I'm angry, but sorry. Foxnext has told me there are no plans for an API. That is not on the roadmap. That is not planned. And those things, the things with APIs, is, it's not just a create it and forget about it. You got to create it. You got to have somebody, update it, maintain it, bug fix, feature enhance. I mean, it's a losing battle for a company to do something like that. That's the problem. So anyway, I mean, but that's, you got server costs and stuff on top of that. So it's not just, as easy as creating an API to handle that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Any other features you can think of that you'd like to see them bring into the game? Quality of life updates?
No, definitely not. Like I think, I mean, everything that we've mentioned are the things that I would really want. So yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna answer Avenue here. He goes, but they need it in response to the API. I I don't know how to directly answer that one. I don't know if they quote unquote need it. I think it would be a nice to have. I think the problem is convincing them that they need it. That's where the sell is. It's not convincing them that they need it. It's convincing them to realize that they need it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And that's kind of what it is with Foxx. You know, a lot of us have gone in and said, hey, you need an API. We need an API. Can we get an API? You know, we've told them they need an API. They refuse to see that they need an API.
We should probably go ahead and skip past this and go to the next part.
Honestly, I think I'm kind of, that's it with the news for me.
Yeah. Jeez. Sorry. Yeah, I'm the same. I'm all set.
So, well, that's kind of our news for the week, and obviously kind of looking forward to next week and talking about, you know, the update. Do you think, now, they said 2 new playable characters. I do think M'Baku's going to be one. Do you think it'll be Okoye or Shuri?
Definitely not Shuri, because she's going to be the legendary. So she's not going to be coming for a while, because the next legendary event that we have coming is Magneto. So, did you see that? I'm not sure if you saw that, actually. You saw that she was confirmed as the legendary character, right?
Yes, okay. I saw. And
yeah.
It's Spider-Verse. And I'm so mad I wasn't here to talk about that junk last week.
Yeah, it's not great.
Spider-Verse. Really? Look, I understand. I have zero problem with, you know, making newer released characters required to get a legendary. That's fine. You know, I go through that in other games I play, and that's common practice. But at least make it thematically make sense.
Yeah, I'd rather have it be thematic than they just do it based off bottlenecks. Like, it's not a good system to use. I feel like it always creates too much of a panic farm. Well, especially whenever like you legit don't have, because you can panic farm with stuff that's actually farmable. The problem is that some of this stuff until today, and even Carnage as of right now is not
unavailable.
farmable.
Right?
Yeah,
and that's the thing, right? I mean, that's how these games work, though, is shifting from panic farm to panic farm to panic farm. Now, the problem is you need to calculate from the time the last person is available to panic farm, how long it would take somebody, you know, using X amount of money to get these characters. So, I'm going to use Galaxy of Heroes as the example, because they're very similar games. Galaxy of Heroes does the same thing. We knew, for example, that the new hero character, Darth Revan, was coming at some point, but we didn't know when until like the last 2 characters that we expected to be required to unlock him dropped. And we all calculated basically a month from that point. Because hard farming, spending crystals and everything, it would take you about a month to a month and a half to really get those characters. Typically, it's about 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks is what they normally do. They pushed it back this time. In this game, right, there's no rhyme, there's no reason, there's no farmability. Right? So when, like Brotherhood, you still can't farm Pyro.
Yeah, I mean, granted, they are bringing the event back, but yeah, and Sabretooth is supposed to become farmable now. But whenever he was originally released, though, like Magneto event was originally released, that was like basically the same, similar kind of thing as what they're doing now.
They locked them behind it. Right. Characters, legendary characters, or these hero characters, instead of being locked behind a paywall, should be time gated. It should take you X amount of time to farm these characters, right? With a certain crystal, or I'm sorry, in this game, core expenditure. So you should have to refresh a node 3 times a day for 3 weeks to farm the character to get to get the legendary, right? Now, considering legendaries are 5-star, you can knock some time off that, knock a week or 2 off that, right? And say, if you want these people, you're going to have to put some cores into it. And that's where, you know, you push arena, you push other game modes that provide the in-game currency so that those who don't spend have a shot, you know, or they have a shot with a small amount of expenditure.
Right.
The problem is right now, when they release legendaries, it's basically you have to spend money. If you want the legendary, you have to spend money. And that is not good for games.
Yeah, I just don't like that on the second run around of Magneto, like just at the tail end, we have two characters that, I mean, well, we have one at least that's farmable now out of the two that we couldn't get at all. We have one at least that just became farmable right before the second event, and then we have one that still isn't farmable, and he's still locked behind it. But it's already the second go around. It's been quite a long time. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of them doing stuff like that. Like first run, I get it if you know you're not going to get them on the first try, but I don't know. It's just some of the tactics are just a little too much for me. Like it's too based around money. I know that's probably, I don't know. I have mixed feelings on a lot of this stuff, but yeah, I don't think that's really fair. The Magneto event is the one I'm really zooming in on right now in my mind. It's almost the second go around, and a lot of people still are not going to be able to do it. So
yeah, absolutely. And so I know people are talking like Chewy. Welcome, Chewy. By the way, thank you for covering last week. Greatly appreciated, brother. Look, when Carnage goes to Alliance War, first of all, Alliance War has to start, and we have to start getting the tickets, you know, the wins or whatever for that. For Carnage to be quote unquote farmable, he would have to really have a dedicated slot in that store and not a rotating slot. Otherwise, it's really not farmable. You're completely left up to chance. CG tried that in Galaxy of Heroes, with their store, with the Darkside Territory battles and Colonel Stark in Arena. And they were like, oh yeah, this just isn't going to work. And they locked it into where it was a permanent, spot. Also,
I mean, they definitely put him, that wasn't coincidence that they put him in the least farmable store.
Right.
That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't think and let me just say, if the playtest store costs are what we see in production, people are probably going to rage quit. I'm hoping they were elevated in playtest, like really elevated in playtest. But if that's what we can expect in live production server, it's going to be an absolute freaking nightmare.
Yeah, I obviously haven't seen it. I've just heard that it's bad, but I don't know the actual numbers behind it. So, but yeah, I did hear that it was pretty bad. So,
yeah, it was really, really bad. I'm just going to tell you that. I'm hoping that was just playtest. Playtest. But, yeah.
That's nuts. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be pretty ridiculous.
And, they're talking about another place to get orange gear out of Alliance War. Unless we're going to start giving us orange unique gear, I don't care.
Yeah, we really need that orange unique gear.
Yeah,
it's getting pretty ridiculous.
We need the orange unique gear. If they
Chewie
don't,
was telling me just last time that he's been farming. I forgot which one. Chewie, you're in the audience right now. Tell me which one you've been farming in for how long?
Oof.
So the superior serum for 7 months. He's been trying to farm that to get enough. And he's refreshed the store a lot as well, and he still isn't finding them. So yeah,
mine isn't that jar. Mine is the palladium, the superior palladium. That is it's almost impossible to find. Man, it's 12 refreshes per day. That's crazy. So, I can't, unfortunately, I can't kind of go into specifics avenue. That's the one I'm looking for right there, that palladium. I can tell you if the playtest if the playtest store currency totals are what we see in production, it will not be shards per. You'll not be able to get per win. Maybe it changes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, playtest server's over. Alliance War's coming. We'll find out in a week.
It's all right. Well, I guess we've talked this part pretty much to death. So, what's on the agenda next?
So on the agenda next, I know you guys kind of went over the Killmonger kit, and I guess maybe you did some strategy with him.
Yep, we did it. We did literally everything you could ever want to do besides lore.
Okay, so I'm going to do my piece now.
Do it.
Which is
Do it.
some of the Marvel lore for Killmonger. So
You're really just gonna sit there and preach lore for a little bit? That's gonna be.
I don't know.
hilarious.
Are people going to want that? Yes
I mean,
or
do
no?
it. Sure. I mean, like by all means, if you want to do it.
Well, you put
I just think
timestamps in. You know, do people?
Yeah, I just think it's gonna be absolutely hilarious that you're gonna sit here and just be like, yeah, the character kit's done, but let me get that lore up.
Hey, the lore is what we do, man. So, Njidaka's childhood life was fraught with hardship as a traitorous Wakandan Mdimwe, who is a co-conspirator of Ulysses Claw, plotted to overthrow the Wakandan government. Mdimwe kidnapped Njidaka and forced him to travel abroad. Years of stealing and building devices for his hated caretaker caused Njidaka to grow increasingly bitter and resentful. Njidaka legally changed his name to Eric Killmonger as an orphan to better blend in within Harlem, New York City, as people continually got his name wrong. Killmonger would find his education in the U.S., gaining PhDs in engineering and neuroscience, as well as an MBA from MIT. While furthering his studies, he saw a broadcast of King T'Challa on the news stating Wakanda was opening its borders to the outside world. This would allow him the opportunity to return home. While there, he reintegrated himself into the society, all while planning the destruction of the kingdom he felt abandoned by. So his first appearance was in Jungle Action Volume 2, Number 6, September 1973. And then the appearance of his death was Black Panther Volume 4, Number 38, September 2008. So normally here I would go into the kit, but they beat me to it. It does look nice, just looking at the kit. I mean, we're back to the charged well. We'll see how that goes. I'm getting a little burnout on.
Well, it looks
charged,
like their whole, like all the Wakanda works off of it. It seems like, or most of Wakanda works off of charges. It seems.
Yeah, the charge metric is kind of what they're doing now. I mean, it's their thing. So
yeah, I mean, it makes more sense for Black Panther, I suppose, just because he's got the suit that charges now. But
right.
I think for other characters, it doesn't make thematic sense. I think that it can be used in an intricate way, but like I like Miss Marvel's. I honestly like the way that they used it with Miss Marvel. I just wish that it wasn't called charges, I guess, just because I feel like it just doesn't. You know, like, what is a charge to her? Like, thematically with her kit. I don't know. It seems arbitrary. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for those that like the lore, there's Killmonger's background.
Do you want to say anything about his kit or his strategy or anything like that, if you want?
No, I mean, if you guys went over it, I mean, they definitely look like it's going to be, you know, obviously very raid heavy.
Yeah.
So, I mean, nothing really here. I mean, a lot of crit chance or a lot of crit damage. So,
mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he actually has if Shuri is able to, or someone on the team, but I assume Shuri is able to cleanse. What'd I say?
Shuri.
Oh, and what is it? It's
Shuri.
Shuri. Okay.
Sorry, I wasn't going to deal with another 6 months of Thanos.
Oh.
There's my mug and shout out for the day.
Yeah. So for Shuri, I said it right that time, right?
Yeah, Shuri.
Shuri. Okay. I'm gonna mess that up a lot, by the way, so get ready. So for her, yeah, if I assume that she's probably gonna have a cleanse if she does. If not, he will not be as nearly as good as how he seems, because his whole kit kind of bases everything around his drain, doing a bunch of damage and drain. So he's going to be bouncing up and down health wise, but if he gets heal blocked, which heal block comes around quite often nowadays, especially in raids, then he's really going to be kind of screwed. So I really hope that they put a cleanser with him. If they do that, then I think he's going to be really powerful.
Yeah, they're definitely going to need a cleanse. And I imagine that she's going to be kind of she's got to be the healer.
She is the healer. Yeah, they already said that.
Okay.
She's supposed to be the legendary healer that we've been waiting for. Which is weird because she's going to be. I think we've already kind of discussed it a little bit. I know, but they're going to be broken up between a couple different traits, which I don't like. One of the big reasons why Shield is so strong in raids is because as long as there's a skill node, you can use them all, which is so handy dandy. But with and even with defenders for bio, you can hang with a good amount of them. But with this one, you're breaking it up to 3 different groups, and one of them, Shuri, is the only one that's tech too.
Yeah.
So
Shuri.
Yes.
It's not Shuri. It's not Sherry. It's not Shuri. It's Shuri.
I'm going to go ahead and quote Pope on this one. He says, haha, you're correcting him on Shuri after butchering all those names in the character background.
I didn't butcher those names. You tell me how to pronounce them. And by the way, I will tell you, Shuri is a heck of a lot easier than N apostrophe Jadaka. In Jadakas. Or M apostrophe Demwe. In Dimway.
Anyways. All right, so because of that, I think that she might be much better depending on how much Wakanda-specific synergy she has. If she's built specifically for Wakanda only, then she won't be that good outside of the team. But if it leaves it somewhat open for team synergy, then I could see her being a really, really, really good tech team healer. So it's a really nice addition to a tech team. I just feel like, the Wakanda is going to be hard to get everyone together at once. So I'm a little concerned about that.
All right. I think that we have kind of run the course. We've gone off the trail, off the tracks. But before we go, everybody has got to know who you're farming.
So right now I'm farming Carnage. No, just kidding, because I can't. I am still farming up my shield team right now. I'm trying to get everyone up to 6 and 7 stars. All of my Kree is at 6.5 stars, I think, and they're all T11. And what's his face? Ronan is T12, and they're actually doing better than I thought. I was a little down on them for a little bit, and they're not amazing, that's for sure. The defenders are definitely better, but they're holding their own a little better now. So I won't knock them too hard, but I'm not sure if my investment was totally worth it there, looking back on it.
Yeah.
But hindsight's 2020.
Yeah, the investment's kind of iffy.
I have had it work out for me. It's helped me with one of the challenges, completing one of the challenges, so that was good. But yeah, overall, I'm still kind of waiting to see that basically pay off. But yeah, outside of that, Farm and Shield, I'm gonna see what's up with Shuri.
Yep,
Shuri.
Shuri's fine.
Yeah, the big S. I'm gonna see what's up with her. But I don't think there's any way in the world that I'm getting her on the first round. So, but I might just start gearing up for the second round if she's really, really good, because I don't want to be so far behind like I was with Fury. So we'll see what happens with that.
Hey, you're talking to a guy who just unlocked Fury this week, so
yeah. I know. I'm also talking to a guy that's farmed up AIM monstrosity. So
hey, he's 7 stars, man.
I know. That's my
point.
Look,
that's a Blitz store purchase. That's not like I was going out spending a ton of energy.
Yeah.
So,
but you've also got them up to 100 and what thousand now? Team, the AIM team.
Ooh, that's a really good question. Hold on, I'll tell you.
It is a good question. It should be an embarrassing question, but not for you.
I know they're over 100K.
Yeah, me too. I think that they're like 150 or something.
No, they're only my main 5 are only like 120.
120?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So about 120 higher than everyone else's.
Hey, look. Okay, so I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go to msf.gg and I want you to click on
oh god, I don't have the strength to do it.
And then I want you to go to the Gamma 4 raid. I want you to tell me what nodes are in the middle there. So I'm pretty sure those are AIM.
I'm assuming this is AIM.
They are
specific?
AIM.
Is it only AIM?
I don't think they're only AIM.
Exactly. There you go.
But the fact that they are AIM means that I will help my alliance complete 100% of the Gamma 4 in 3 years.
that is true. But you also could farm the other thing that's on the node that you could use instead and still probably be more useful.
Well, it's shield.
But you're playing that. There you go.
But here's the thing.
You're playing that long game.
You need, hey, look, Polygon said AIM will have their day.
He said someday, eventually, maybe they might have their day.
Maybe. Why would Fox? Come on, man. Why would Fox Next lie to us?
Yeah, right.
They have never done that in the past.
Mm-hmm. Upstanding. That's what they are. All right. Well, yeah, that pretty much does it for me. So, what about you?
So obviously I unlocked the Fury, and so Shield is what I am working on right now. The Kree team is fun, but they're not. Even in raids, like you said, they're defender level. They're not even defender level, right?
No.
And that's even in the Alt 6, and we're gonna have Alt 7 soon. And we're all talking about that's the other thing I forgot to mention. We were talking about the time requirements. Imagine not only we're gonna have Alliance War, we're gonna have Alt 7 on top of that. That's an even bigger time drain.
I don't think so, actually. I think that's going to be less because we're going to be getting not nearly as far, so that's less nodes overall.
I can almost auto the entire Alt 6 right now.
I definitely can't the early part, yeah, sure, but the top part, definitely not. And I have very strong teams, so maybe it's my lane, but
I can take my defenders almost all the way up, and they can solo. Now, I don't auto solo, but they can one-shot the Ultimus node. So
yeah, so can I, but it's still like I can't auto it. I can't auto a lot of stuff. Like even at the beginning, I need to, and maybe like I said, maybe it's my lane, but even at the beginning, I probably am never going to auto it because I get heal blocks, and with my shield team especially, that can be dangerous. So, but either way, I think that overall, actually, it will be less at the beginning, less time that we're going to be spending for Alt 7.
I disagree because you got to spend more time figuring out strategies. So you got to go back in multiple times. You got to and especially because you're like, as we've seen in the Alpha, Beta, and Gamma 4 raids, you got to hit at least that 30%, which means that you got to put in, you're going to have to send in more teams, because trust me, that difficulty is going to be ranked up. That difficulty is going to be racked up, dude. You're going to have to. It's going to be crazy.
100% agree.
And you're not going to go in with 4 teams and guarantee that your entire alliance is going to hit 40 or 30%.
I think that I assume that we'll probably be able to hit 30%. Not like crazy easy, but I'm sure that we'll be able to hit 30% doing less work than we would doing 100% for Alt 6. I'm like 90% sure about that. I'll test it though. It's not a bad idea actually to like. I wish I could record my screen time for just one thing. But if I do total screen time for a week before and then a week after, I wonder what it would be. Because that would be the only variable that's changing, I suppose, unless something really big comes along. So we'll have to see. But yeah, I have a feeling that's the way it's going to be for me, at least.
Yeah, new raids always for me take longer because I'm trying to figure out the strategy, or I have to send in more teams just to clear in one node. So
my strategy is send in shield.
Yeah, that only works
and then
if it's a shield node. Now in Alt 7 that'll work fine. Hopefully. We don't know. Alt 7, there is a possibility they could put traits on there.
Yeah, well, I 100% agree. Yeah, there is a possibility that they do that. But assuming that it'll be open, yeah, my shield team is always first, and then if I get down from my shield team, then I send in my defender team.
Yeah, and I have a feeling these nodes are gonna be designed to crush both those teams horribly hard.
I would think, and I honestly hope so, that they at least crush shield. Maybe not necessarily defenders, because defenders doesn't stand up to almost everything like shield does. But I honestly wouldn't mind if they did that, because I feel like at this point, the team itself is just so powerful, has so many synergy, or so much good synergy, that you have to bend the game around it to make it balanced, because the team itself is not. Does that make sense?
Well, the shield really should be reworked. I'm not gonna lie. We know it won't.
I honestly think, I honestly
shield needs to be nerfed.
Be upset. I honestly would not be upset if they nerf shield.
Nope.
And I know that sounds bad because a lot of people have invested a lot of time in it, but I prefer balance over all things.
Right.
I'm Thanos.
Yep. No, I'm Thanos.
But I don't know. I just Thanos our viewership, or I mean, I didn't, but I mean, the viewership just got Thanos last night. So, I guess that kind of makes both of us Thanos, I guess.
By the way, apparently we have pissed off Chewie, and I doubt he'll ever cover for either one of us ever again. So, Hebrew, was there anything else you wanted to say before we close out for the day?
No, I mean, that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, we do want to thank you for listening to the Ravager Report. If you'd like to become a part of our active and interactive community, you can do so at our Discord channel at discord.me/Ravager Report. Please remember, that is a URL, not a Discord invite. If you'd like to send us an email, you can email us at theravagerreport@gmail.com, or you can find us on Twitter at RavagerRepo. If you like what you hear and would like to help support our show, you can join our patrons at patreon.com/Ravager Report, where we have subscription levels ranging from $2 to $20. We do want to send a great big shout out to all of our patrons and let you know that we greatly appreciate all your support. Until next week, keep fighting, true believers.